What's going on, everybody? It's Miss Mara, and we are back again in Flight Sim, flying high again. This time we are going from Montreal to Quebec in our new Air Canada livery. I downloaded this from, what was it, MSFSaddons.com. It was a mega pack that added a bunch of liveries to a bunch of different planes. So, and in the time since my last flying video, I have learned a hell of a lot on the game. I've been watching people's streams, talking to them, learning things. I got my little VFR map up there now. I had no idea you could do that. So I've learned a lot. Things have changed. And I also figured out how to take the auto throttle off the Airbus. So now I can make the Airbus go 100% throttle instead of being stuck at 88% throttle. So that's nice. Which I'm probably going to have to disengage as soon as we take off here, because it turns on. It's this little thing over here. Arm auto throttle. It'll automatically arm itself once I get going, and I usually have to disconnect it once it gets going. I'm not able to disconnect it before I actually get going. So, but we are ready. We're idle. We got 35% fuel. We're going a little over 199. It said 199 on the map, but I guess it's 206 nautical miles to Quebec. So let's get full throttle here. Yep, disengage auto throttle. Now we can, because I always had a hard time getting the Airbus to take off unless I had a really long strip. But I figured out it's because I wasn't able to take off at full throttle because it always handicapped me at 88%. But now it's staying off, so that's good. So I should be able to take off just fine this time at about 160, 170 knots. And, come on, come on. Here we go. I got the flaps up. Everything checks out good. Landing gears up now. And now we begin our turn. Wow, this is beautiful weather. Absolutely beautiful. Broken clouds. Sun coming up. Got that nice haze going on. That's beautiful. Oh, but that's not. That doesn't look so pretty. Alright. Airbus heading your way. See if we can level out here. I love the exterior view, but every once in a while I gotta go into this view to look at the level thing here. Just to get it perfect, or at least close to perfect. I think that's about as good as we're gonna get. We're on a nice steady descent here, or not descent, ascension. We are going up, not down. Flying high again. God, this game, well worth it. This game is amazing. Amazing. Alright, I'm gonna, let's see, we still got full throttle? Oops. Yeah. We're slowing down though because we're ascending a little quick. We still need to, well, I guess we can actually just kind of keep it right about here. We're above the clouds. We don't need to be at 35,000. So we can just kind of keep it right here. And once we level out, we should go well over 300 knots. Potentially over 400 knots, depending on where the wind is blowing. I did a little flight by myself yesterday from Los Angeles to, where did I go? I don't remember where I went. I know I took off at LA though. And I kept the altitude at about, I want to say about 15,000. And the Airbus went a nice and steady 300 and some knots. So if I can get it at about, because it keeps wanting to climb on me, even though I'm trying to make it go down. I'm thinking once we get up to 15 or 16,000, it might let me just kind of keep it where it's at. I know there's a way to turn on the autopilot for altitude, but I don't know how to do it. Because I know there's a key somewhere. Every plane is different, you know? So like just when I learn one, I get into the cockpit of another one and I gotta relearn it all over again. Oh, there's autopilot 1 and 2. But I don't know. I know if you press the Z key, it'll do things, but sometimes when I do that, it'll just make the plane go crazy, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'll hit the Z key, and sometimes the plane will just go, alright, we're gonna make a sharp left turn. Like, what are you doing? I turned you on so you would stay straight. Yeah, I think we're above the clouds. This is okay. We're still close enough to see the scenery and things. Yeah, it's still wanting to climb. Alright, well I guess we'll just let it do its thing. So beautiful. Man, that is just unbelievable. Dare I say that is screenshot worthy. You know what? Matter of fact, let's see here. How do I get the... There we go. Oh, I guess I gotta turn that completely off. Got my drone cam going. So beautiful. This drone cam is addicting. Because you can get so many good angles with it. But in any case, I'm going to switch back to the external camera. Bring my VFR back up. Yeah, see now it's wanting to stay relatively flat. We got a very slight ascension of 575 feet per whatever second that is. I don't know. That's not seconds, but it's... And we're slowly going down. We're going over 400 knots. 100%, 101% throttle. How does that work? Auto throttle's turned off still. Good, good. 33% fuel. We should have plenty to get there. I can't imagine we'll be even close to empty. At least maybe 25%. We've already went a fourth of the way, and we've only went through 2% of the, so we'll be like at 28% maybe when we get there. If I'm not mistaken, the runway that we are approaching, I finally figured out how to pick my runways too. Like pick which ones I'm taking off at, which direction. That's been really helpful. I think the one we are approaching is going to be going a little bit north. So we're going to come in and then probably we're going to have to angle a little bit. I always try to find the one that's the best lined up to the direction that I'm going. Even if it may not be the longest airstrip, just the fact that it's angled better makes it easier for me to land it while I still get my bearings, even though my flying skills have vastly improved since my last video. One thing I would like to mention, I mentioned it in my last video on a different game, that by the time this video uploads, I should be streaming on Twitch, unless something goes drastically wrong with, you know, for whatever reason. I should be streaming on there by then, because I record these videos sometimes 3 or 4 days before they go live. My name will be the same as it is on here on YouTube, Miss Mara Plays, and I'm going to use Twitch primarily to do longer flights, longer train drives, longer trips in American check-in, because I don't want to make like hour-and-a-half long YouTube videos. I want to keep them at a half hour, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. I want to keep them within that range. And with Twitch, I can finally do the longer trips and longer flights and things. Because I can say, hey, I'm streaming for 3 hours tonight, and, you know, I'm going to go, you know, like a 500 nautical mile or a 600 nautical mile trip or something, and then maybe do another one. And with Train Sim, I can, you know, go 100 miles, I can go 120 miles. So, all well and good, all good things in time. Of course, if I'm not streaming by the time this goes live, then the video will make a liar out of me, but that's okay, because I have every intention to be streaming by then. One thing about this livery that drives me crazy, though, is I noticed how it's uneven there at the top, near the butt of the plane. They didn't line up something right. And then on the front side, you can barely see it. I mean, just barely. But it's ever so slightly uneven on that side too. Just barely. With the left side egging out just a hair. Other than that, this is a phenomenally well done livery. I love the style. I love the colors. It reminds me very much of the Sith Empire in Star Wars. So that's why I love it so much. It's like my Sith Empire plane. And the fact that it's Canada. I love Canada. There's also some really other good ones too. There's Korean, there's Chinese, there's all kinds of really good paint jobs for this plane. So I will be using them at some point. I just wanted to use this one today because it's my favorite. Why does it look like we are going down? It says we're still ascending 480 feet by whatever. I don't know. I know that we're not 100% lined up with where we're going anymore though, but that's okay. I suppose I don't have to have the VFR map on all the time, but I do like it now that I have it, because I love mini-maps. I'm obsessed with mini-maps. Mini-maps are one of my favorite things in any game. I don't care what game it is. You know, having a GPS type of map more than just a compass. Like a compass is nice, but it can't beat a mini map. So I do wish I could make it a little bit smaller though. I wish I could make it just a hair smaller. But I can make it bigger, but I can't make it smaller. So, because it just seems to take up just a hair too much of the screen. It needs to shrink like 20%. So I'm gonna bank a little bit to the right, because we are starting very slowly to get off course here. According to the VFR, we are almost lined up with the flight plan, but we're just pointing the wrong way. What does our level look like? Our level looks pretty good. Something else I have been debating on whether or not I want to get a yoke device. Even if they weren't as expensive as they are, I'm just not 100% sure if I want one for this game. I seem to be doing really well with the controller. If I got anything, I suppose I would get just a joystick with a thruster. Obviously that would save me a lot of money compared to a yoke. But it also wouldn't clutter up the desk as much. So I'm just gonna have to spend a lot of time thinking about it. I really do like the controller though, a lot more than I thought I would. I thought the controller was gonna be something I was gonna just be a compromise until I got an actual joystick or something. But I've actually really started to enjoy the game with it and feel very comfortable flying with it now that I've gotten the hang of how the planes fly and the controls. I've learned some hotkeys for the keyboard on things to do. So I'm, you know, every day I seem to be leaning more and more towards just keeping the controller. So another reason why I might get a joystick if I do end up getting anything would be because the Airbus actually uses a joystick. It doesn't have a yoke device. And since this is my favorite plane, it would feel more, I guess, more immersive to have that instead of the yoke. Even though other planes I like to fly have yokes, like the Dreamliner and the Intercontinental. It's just going to be one of those things that I have to think about and think about and think about and think about until finally I don't think about it no more and I make a decision. That is some really wacky looking farmland down there. It's like all these over here are nice and neat looking, and then that one down there is like all like a jigsaw puzzle. Like, what happened? Were they drunk on the job that day that they designed all those compared to the others? Either way. Oh, that was a graphical error. I was like, what's going on? What's all the flashing down there? I flew over New Zealand yesterday, and man, I cannot believe the whole island is like nothing but mountains. It's like just a giant mountain range. I have multiplayer turned off for this video, but the last couple days I have been flying online with people, and it's a lot of fun to fly in formation with people and stuff. Because like multiplayer games like this, where there's no competitiveness, there's no somebody being overpowered and, you know, making you feel inferior just because you don't have a life and play the game constantly. Multiplayer like this that's much more leisure, much more cooperative, much more casual, I am totally fine with multiplayer in that respect. Other than that, I'm not a huge fan of multiplayer anymore. The older I get, the more mellow I get on things. But this game is fine. I can do multiplayer on this and fly with a fleet of people. It'd be fun. I tell you one thing though. Trying to speed match other people's planes is really difficult. Because you have to take into account that if they're flying if they're flying the same plane, it's difficult. But if they're flying a different plane, it's even more difficult because you have different amounts of horsepower, different amount of drag. You have, obviously, you take into account when you try to match their altitude. If I dip down a little bit to match their altitude, it's going to pick up some speed, and then I have to throttle down a little bit or use the flaps for like half a second. It's just really difficult. And then just when I'm getting right up to them and I think I have the speed matched, it turned out I slowed down just a hair too slow, and then they're leaving me behind again, and I'm like, what the heck? Even if they tell me what their knots are, they go, oh yeah, I'm 23,000 feet, 388 knots. I try to match it and it just doesn't, it's too difficult. I can get it, but I can't hold it very long. I can't make it last. So, yesterday I tried flying with a streamer. He was flying the Cessna Citation, which is a private jet. I was flying my Airbus, and it was difficult. It really was. It took me like 5 attempts to actually even get it even remotely right. And by the time I got it, we were basically about to land where we were going. Of course, I say last night, and that's actually probably like 5 days ago from this recording. So, having recordings scheduled far out is good in case something comes up and I'm not able to make any videos that day, but I can still keep my schedule right and keep the algorithm happy. Uploading daily helps keep the algorithm happy, helps keep my channel relevant. Although, like I said, by the time this goes up, I will be streaming, I hope. And if that is the case, it will be significantly more difficult to keep making daily videos and streaming on, 3 nights a week maybe. It's going to be difficult to keep up. That's going to be a lot of work involved. Because with streaming, that's easy. You just go live, you stream, and then you're done. YouTube, I gotta record, I gotta pick my route, and then I gotta edit the video when it's over, and then it's gotta process, and then I gotta select the schedule date and tag it and all these things. Streaming is so much more straightforward. So maybe it won't interfere too much. I hope not. Although, I might try something different. The thought entered my head the other day that if I start to stream and if it goes well, obviously it'll grow. I would think it would grow faster than my YouTube is growing right now. What I might do is make these video series that I'm doing where there's no commentary, so that way it's a different experience altogether, and you're just watching the game and you're not listening to someone blabber and blabber. And then just keep commentary and the video cam and everything strictly to streaming. I have pondered that idea. I think it might go well, because at least in my experience, there's a lot of times when I'm trying to find a video of gameplay of a game, and it's hard to find the gameplay I want without the video having commentary from somebody that I don't want to listen to. I just want to watch the game. I don't want to listen to someone blabber. I know there's different audiences for both types of videos. You have simulation people like Squirrel, who does semi-trucks and other stuff. He has blabbered in his videos, you know, forever, and he has a huge audience now. But then you've got other people that I've noticed, like there's this one guy, I think his YouTube name is Clumsy. He does silent trucking videos, where he just gets in the truck and he just goes, and there's no commentary, no cam or nothing, and he's got a decent audience for that too. So yeah, I'm not really sure what to do. Except the only thing I do know for certain is that I am going to have to start slowing down and descending soon, because we are getting close to our destination. And let's see, which runway? I think it's this one here. Pretty sure it's this one. I don't know if you can see my mouse. I think I have OBS mouse detection turned off. It's the big long black one here. That didn't sound dirty or anything. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to begin my descent. Turn the flaps down a hair. I know I'm not the best pilot at this. I know there's a much more professional way to do this, and I am not that person. As far as I'm concerned, as long as I can stick the landing, then everything's fine. It doesn't have to be a perfect descent or anything. Although I believe I should have began it a little bit sooner. Possibly. I forgot how high we were. Because we're still 10 miles out. Which seems like a lot, but in terms of airplanes, it's really not. I don't know about this. We might not descend fast enough for this. I got the flaps all the way down. I got the throttle all the way down. We're descending decently, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. I just don't know. If it is, it's going to be close. If it is enough, it's going to be very close. But my gut tells me it's not. We've already went through half the distance and only lost like 6,000 feet. I think we're going to have to make a turn around the airport. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't think this is going to happen. We're still way too high. Quebec International. I mean, on the map it looks like we're good, but we're closing in too fast. We just are. We're like 10,000 feet higher than what we should be at this rate. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and circle around. There's no way I'm gonna make it. If I had started just a little bit sooner, at maybe 25 miles out, that'd be a different story. But I was blabbering too much and screwed it up. So these broken clouds are pretty, but when you don't want them there, you know what I mean? Like right now, I would love to have clear skies right now. and be able to see everything I'm looking at. We'll make it. Just gotta turn around, get about 10 miles out, try it again. Well, maybe it doesn't have to be 10 miles. I mean, I'm already underneath 8,000 feet. And which, I don't know if that's the runway or not. I don't think so. No, that's the short one there. The one that I want is covered up by the clouds. Is the auto throttle back on? No, it's not. Alright, let's try this again. Let's go this way for a second. Because now that we are at a much better altitude for this, this should go much better, I would think. I cannot see a thing. And here I am going on about my flying skills. I think I screwed it up again, did I? Or no. Jeez, we're not far enough out, are we? We're not far enough out. Unless I do like a old school GTA landing. A wonky attempt. We're going way too fast. Flaps down. Well, no, because the flaps make it correct. Nope. I don't think it's gonna work. Nope. Nope. Well, I could do it right here, but it would be a really bad landing. Okay, fail number 2. Fail number 2. I'm lined up right though. This is the strip I want right here. Alright, fail number 2. This is like way too low for this kind of thing, but yeah, we are fast descending. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that I am at least 10 miles out before I attempt to even turn around. Because I underestimated how wide of a turn I needed to make. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get out wider. This might be good enough, but I'm just gonna go further out to make sure. I'm basically gonna be right above this other airport. These airports are pretty close together. They're like 10 miles apart. Oh, I thought my game froze for a minute there. I was about to freak out. Okay. This, I would have to think this should be enough. Maybe. I see the lights. I have to get it this time. I have to get it this time. It is dark under these clouds. Like, man, must be rain. Oh, we're not quite lined up anymore. Okay, landing gear. Yeah, we'll get it this time. We should get it this time. I need to, here in a second, deploy my flaps. Because we are coming in hot. Coming in hot. The wind is throwing me around. Oh dear. Oh, no. Go down. Go down. Go down. Go down. No, go down. Go down and stay down. Go down and stay down. Okay. Hey, rainbow color. Almost a rainbow color. Airstrip. Okay. Did we make it? I think we made it. Yep, I think we made it. We're good to go. I mean, I don't have to park it or anything. But I will shut the engines off. Because I like to do that. VRF can go away, or VFR, or however it's pronounced. I also found out you could change the pilot. Like, you can change who your pilot is and who your co-pilot is. So I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't know you could do that before. So, yeah, I guess we're done. Flaps down, engine off, park and brake on, and oh, I was right. We used about 28-29% fuel left. So, I think we're good. So, that's the end of this one. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you want to watch future videos on trucks, trains, or planes, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and yeah, have a good one. Goodbye.